The latest on the 25-year-old intelligence contractor Reality Lee Winner, who's charged with leaking classified information about Russian hacking the 2016 election. Her family now speaking out. Our chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross here with the details. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. The mystery is unraveling this morning about the young woman who took the bold step of sending a top-secret document to reporters to prove the Russians were hacking the American election. It's a clear violation of the law if true, and her life will never be the same as the U.S. government and the FBI prepare to make an example out of her for leaking. Until now, Reality Winner, her real name, was best known as a fitness enthusiast who posted videos online of her exploits.
Yes!
But now the 25-year-old gym rat faces prosecution under the espionage law for sending top-secret documents to an internet website called The Intercept. Her parents in Augusta, Georgia, told WSB reporter Nicole Carr they are distraught.
I've seen so many ugly things out there, and she doesn't deserve that. And I just want her to be treated fair.
Their daughter worked in Augusta at a branch of the NSA, the National Security Agency. She was technically employed by a government contractor.
Contractors typically have top secret security clearance, which means they have, in theory, had a full field investigation. But they're not subject to continuous monitoring by the agency.
And that has been a serious problem for America's spy agencies, most notably with Edward Snowden, one of the tens of thousands of contractors who America's intelligence community relies on. Snowden, granted asylum in Russia, is also facing charges of espionage for the secrets he stole and gave to journalists. As depicted in the film Snowden, he was able to easily outwit NSA security measures.
I feel like I'm made to do this.
Snowden sees himself as an American hero.
But I'm glad for the decisions that I made.
Since Snowden, there's also been the case of private contractor Harold Martin. Authorities say they discovered top-secret documents in Martin's car and his backyard shed that revealed he had been systematically stealing from the NSA for some 20 years.
I think contractors generally don't have that same sense of devotion, that same sense of permanency, that same sense of patriotism that civil servants have.
In the case of Reality Winner, also a yoga instructor who called President Trump an orange fascist on Twitter, she was a 6-year Air Force veteran before becoming a contractor for the NSA. According to court documents, the FBI quickly figured out she was one of only 6 people who had printed the leaked top-secret document. And they found she was the only one of the 6 in email contact with the journalists. The FBI says Winner has admitted to being the leaker.
She does plan on entering a plea of not guilty. Ms. Winner is looking forward to having her day in court and allowing a jury of her peers to make the final determination.
Winner now faces up to 10 years in prison. The information in the leaked document revealed the U.S. had solid evidence that Russian spies had tried to hack into voter registration offices around the country just before the election. Information some say this morning should have never been kept secret from the American people in the first place, George.
That fact has been lost in all this.
Yes,
Brian Ross,
exactly.
Thanks very much. Martha Raddatz back for more on all this. We know Winner, an accomplished linguist, speaks Farsi, Dari, and Pashto, served several years in the Air Force. But what more do we know about what she was actually doing as a government contractor?
Well, her title was Cryptologic Language Analysis. She was a linguist, as you said, so what she would do for the NSA is probably listen to intercepts and translate any intercepts from countries where she spoke the language. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and anything like that to do with intercepts, as we said, would require a top-secret clearance.
And then
George.
apparently this top-secret clearance was enough to get into the files about the Russian interference, even though it wasn't the area she was working on.
Exactly. She apparently, according to the FBI, put search terms in to find what she wanted, allegedly. Now, more than 4 million people have clearances, George. About 1.3 million of them are top secret. Background checks are never perfect. There's simply not the manpower to know everything about everybody. And they're usually only re-upped every 5 years. But I think one of the things that is quite glaring here is her social media and the criticisms of the president and policies. The director of national intelligence has empowered federal background investigators to incorporate social media into their routine vetting processes.
And do you anticipate them doing more to crack down now on these contractors?
Boy, I think they're going to try and take a hard look, but I think I just have to come back to the fact that it's manpower. They really only have the manpower to do this every 5 years. As I said, like 1.3 million have top secret clearance. Who's monitoring all that social media?
Okay, Martha Raddatz, thanks very much.